Everyone, please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'll make a note that Matt is away on vacation celebrating his 40th wedding anniversary, so he will not be with us or calling in. We did not allow it.
Congratulations to the Osterbergs.
Are there any public comments or questions concerning today's agenda? See none, we'll move on. Motion to recess the Commissioners' meeting to hold a retirement board meeting.
Motion.
I'll second that. It's just us.
Okay. It's a little different.
All in favor?
Aye.
Retirement board. Motion to convene the retirement board hearing.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to call the meeting, I did that already. Motion to approve the May 15, 2024 agenda.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the April 17, 2024 minutes.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the refunds of contributions to employees no longer with the county, and there are 4 individuals listed.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to approve the following retirements: Stephen Crum and Dawn Contreras.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to adjourn to the retirement board.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to approve motion to reconvene the Commissioners' meeting.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to approve the May 15, 2024 agenda.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to approve the May 1, 2024 meeting minutes.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to approve the May 8, 2024 conference minutes.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to approve the payment of the general funds to county bills for $1,110,000 and $9.25.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to approve payment from the bridge repair account to $217,700.25.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to approve payment from the Pike County Employee Health Insurance Fund in the amount of $83,616.99.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Under Personnel, motion to hire Nicole Heck as Associate Director for the Veterans Affairs Office for a 37.5-hour work week effective May 20th, 2024, with 90-day probationary period and benefits after 90 days. This is a replacement position.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to recess the Commissioners' meeting to hold a salary board meeting.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to convene the salary board.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to approve the May 1 and May 8, 2024 salary board minutes.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to set the hourly rate of Nicole Heck at $22 per hour as Associate Director of Veterans Affairs Office for a 37.5-hour work week effective May 20th, 2024 with a 90-day probationary period and benefits after 90 days.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to increase the annual salary of Carrie Branch to $70,000 following the completion of her probationary period retroactive to May 12, 2024.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn the salary board meeting.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to reconvene the Commissioners' meeting.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Under old business, motion to open bids for the triennial groceries and frozen food bid for the period of July 1, 2024 to October 31st, 2024.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, first one's from Driscoll Foods. $216,487.46. The next one's from Cisco Foods. Their amount is $220,217.06. Third one's from Avila Foods. Their bid is $222,939.11. And our last one, Barnard Foods.
Careful.
Yeah, just. Jeez. That'd be a clean bid. Who's up first?
I was wondering, are the frozen peas in there or what?
I don't know, I forgot my box. Jeez. Okay, and their bid is? $15,619.18. As you know, it's different because some bid only on a few things, others bid on everything.
Got it.
So the bids are all over the place. So then what they do in the jail is they compare each bid for each item.
Got it.
So Bernard, let's say, just bid on the breads, and the other three bid on everything. That's why you never know until you, yeah.
So I'll make a
Then
motion
at first
to,
we do an automatic motion to give it to them, right? Yeah, you want it?
Yeah, really.
I'll make a motion to table the bids pending review from the warden and his staff to the June 5th meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion to open bid for the sale of transportation vehicles.
I'm curious.
Yeah, make a motion.
Oh, motion.
Second.
Sorry. I'm so engrossed in the envelope opening.
Alright, we'll see what we got here. Okay, we only have one bid, and it's from, John Lombardo from Milford. I'm looking, I would like to put a bid in for $400 per vehicle for each vehicle listed. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 400. $3,200 for 8 vehicles. It's the only bid.
Your counsel on this?
A bid's a bid. I can't say no to it. We did the bid, and that's what he's offering.
I don't think we need to review this. I think we'd entertain a motion to accept the bid.
Motion.
And we'll introduce you to him.
Yeah. I mean,
I won't pay a penny more than
Just so you know,
401.
your other option is to reject the bid, but I really don't have a.
No, yeah.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay. Go talk to him maybe for 5 again.
You're real 401, right?
401.
Okay, number 3, motion to award bids for the Pike County Jail Well Number 3 project to night well drilling for the total contract amount of $100,005, $203.28. I didn't say that properly, but $105,203.28.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
And I am pleased to see that that's finally happened.
I know people don't realize that.
It's been years.
This is the third bid on this thing.
Wow. Yeah, I remember. Everybody talks about this.
Yeah.
So what are they doing? They're drilling a new well at the jail?
A redundant well to the other 2 that are existing based on studies and needs of needing a third well. We've had no bidders in the past.
Really crazy. Yeah, we had one or two that were really
We're
crazy.
outrageous.
Like over
It's
half a million.
outrageous.
Yeah, it was outrageous.
So number 4, motion to authorize the vice chairman to execute payment application number 3 from North End Electric for the Bennett Avenue Building 1 interior renovation project.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to authorize the vice chairman to execute change order number GC-7 for the Bennett Avenue Building 1 interior renovation project for Grimm Construction.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to authorize the vice chairman to execute change order number PC-1 for Bennett Avenue Building 1 interior renovation project from L.H. Reed and Sons.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to authorize the vice chairman to execute change order number EC-1 for the Bennett Avenue Building 1 interior renovations project from North End Electric.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Under new business, motion to advertise bids for the painting of the office space at the correction facility.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to appoint Harvey McKean to the road task force as Milford Township representative for a 3-year term ending 12/31/26.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to correct the appointment of George Anns to Lake Wallenpaupack Watershed Management District Board as at-large representative to fill an unexpired term ending December 31st, 2028.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the estimate of services for Screamin' Junipers LLC for the Pike County Courthouse Garden project.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Number 5, motion to authorize the vice chairman to execute the letter of agreement for the Redco Group.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Number 6, motion to execute the contract for professional services between Adelphi Village and the County of Pike on behalf of the Children and Youth Services.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Number 7, motion to approve the following human services payment vouchers on behalf of the Office of Human Services Emergency Rental Assistance Program 2.0 in the amount of $20,139.88. Homeless Assistance Program in the amount of $274.04, and FAIR in the amount of $2,000.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to execute the County Human Services non-block grant report certification statement on behalf of the Office of Human Services.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
And as we do at every meeting, we call your attention to the Penn State Extension calendar of events that's included in the package. Press and public comments. Yes,
I
Joe?
have a question. Does Nicole Heck replace Josiah?
No. His assistant took a job with the state and is to replace his assistant.
Okay.
Are we not doing the podium today?
We were, he was filming over there.
Question? Yeah, this not together.
You didn't want to get up today.
Right.
I know, the weather is, what a beautiful spring day in Pike County. So hello, my name is John Hellman. I'm a Dingman Township resident. I'm 38 years old. I've been married to my husband for 9 years, and we've lived here in Pike County for 7. I understand, and I've been told at various township meetings that I can sometimes come off as confrontational or aggressive. And I wanted to share with y'all why and what informs this when we're talking about this pride proclamation. I was born in California. My dad was born in New York. My mom was born in Colombia. I was raised Roman Catholic. I went to Catholic school my whole life, with the exception of grad school. I went to church twice a week, once with my class and once with my family. I love the rituals. I love reciting the prayers. I love the fellowship. I even used to correct my classmates when, if they were kneeling and they were supposed to be sitting, I would tell them or get them in trouble with the teacher. Yeah, I was a treat with my classmates. My family moved to Texas when I was 11. And for high school, I went to an all-boy Catholic and Jesuit high school in Dallas. And at this time is when my struggles with my sexuality and reconciling that with my faith hit me like a ton of bricks. I wasn't aware of any anti-gay sentiments within the Catholic Church up until high school. And I felt caught in between a faith and community that I loved and felt very passionate and a part of, and my own coming to terms with being gay. I didn't know who to turn to, and this crisis of self and community eventually led to me attempting suicide my sophomore year of high school. I started isolating myself from my family. I became very angry, and I started becoming very confused about how I was supposed to be relating to others. Over time, I completely lost my connection to my Catholic identity because the anti-gay messages were suddenly omnipresent. And this is a loss that I still feel the pain of today. My senior year of high school, I wrote a letter to the principal asking for a gay-straight alliance because there were students that were coming out, they felt the same things, and I thought this would be something that we could do. He accepted the meeting, he met with me, and he told me that this would never happen at the school because of the, quote, conservative donors that would not like to see this. I ended up at Boston College for reasons that I'll get into later, which was ranked the most homophobic school in the country my freshman year by the Princeton Review. I got involved in some local LGBTQ clubs, and this trend of losing battles connected to LGBTQ issues continued for me. My sophomore year, we organized hundreds of students for a campaign to add sexual orientation to the school's non-discrimination clause. We lost. My junior year, we tried to have a dance that was also a fundraiser for a local HIV/AIDS organization in Boston, and after months of transparency with the school administrators and with the planning, the school canceled the event a week before it was supposed to happen. I also got my first death threats at BC. One of the school newspapers called me the F word in print regularly with no consequences. We met with the school administrators constantly, and there were many good people that would tell us privately that they supported us, but they would also say their hands were tied and they couldn't do anything to address our issues. In 2014, my husband proposed to me. We were living in New York where gay marriage was legal, and we both had to deal with the fact that our home states of Texas and Alabama would never recognize our union as legitimate. Our wedding was September 20th, 2015, and in June of that year, the Supreme Court ruled in Obergefell v. Hodges that bans on same-sex marriage violated the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. I remember I was sitting at work in the Bronx when this decision was announced, and I cried for almost an hour. I can't remember a time before this that I felt like my love, my identity, and my relationship would be seen for what it was, and I had a full breakdown because of it. So in 2022, when the Supreme Court ruled in the Dobbs decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, and in his concurring opinion, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas wrote that the court should, quote, reconsider all of this court's substantive due process precedents, including Griswold, Lawrence, and Obergefell, I felt terrified. This decision led to my first true feeling of being seen, and now it was at great risk. And the hundreds of anti-LGBTQ bills that are introduced now year after year in states across the country, including Pennsylvania, ensure that this is still at great risk, along with all of the other LGBTQ rights that are being targeted. This even led the Human Rights Campaign, the nation's largest LGBTQ rights group, to declare a state of emergency for the community last year. So in Westfall Township last Monday, and Lehman Township last Thursday, voted in support of this Pride proclamation, I had to fight back tears as a 38-year-old. I felt seen, I felt recognized, and I felt like I belonged. So when you see me here asking for a Pride resolution, which should give people in our community that are living in a state of emergency a moment to feel seen, to feel recognized, and to feel like they belong to our community, and you see me get confrontational or angry or aggressive, this is why. You have an opportunity to be a light in the dark for young people, adults and older adults out here in Pike County that may be struggling with feeling like they belong here. And I just wanted to say directly to you, Commissioner Schmelsley, you have said on multiple occasions, either publicly and privately, that in your business you treat everyone with respect. And I believe you when you say this. I now ask for you to do this for the 60,000 residents in Pike County, because you have an opportunity to be this person for many more people. The attacks on our rights, the hateful messages we receive on social media, and the disinformation about how we live our lives will be here with or without your support for Pride. But if you did support Pride this year, you could be the lifeline that some of us need. You could give someone that rare feeling of being seen for who they are and that they are a valued part of our county. So from the bottom of my heart, I hope that you agree to meet with me so that we can work this out, and I hope that you consider supporting Pride this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Howard.
Can I say something now? I guess I can.
Sure. You can
Is our
say
meeting-
anything you like.
John, thank you for your tone and your story. I did feel a bit attacked in 2 weeks ago, and felt that it was made totally political and judgmental in saying that there's only two answers. One, you're with us, or the other is you're against us. That's not how I feel at all. even though I don't support some of the things, I respect the tone that you came here with today, so thank you.
Hello, my name is Yehudi Oak, or legally Judith. I'm a social worker, and the whole tone of polarization in this country breaks my heart, truly. And I so appreciate the one other meeting I was at, how much the commissioners looked for a different tone. And I think we can talk about any political issue in this country now, and there's that great polarization. And the first thing I want to say to everyone is, we're all human beings, and I truly believe, especially for the huge bucks you guys get, that you're here because you care about the county, and that really matters to me. My wife and I are quite new here, and to me, it's just, there were many reasons we chose to live here, and we want to be involved in the future of this county. As a social worker, I've seen children and teens who, as John unfortunately referred to himself, develop extremely self-destructive behaviors because of internalizing, whether it's homophobia or racism or sexism or anti-Semitism. We're seeing so much of Islamophobia. We're seeing so much of those issues in society right now, and that people take those things in. And what's a proclamation? I worked at a Y, and we'd get this proclamation, that proclamation, this event, that event. Did it mean that every mayor, every governor, every commissioner supported every single thing we said? Does marching in the St. Patrick's Day parade, does that mean, as a Jew, I'm trying to pass as Irish? No, but that in our society, we show our support for each other. The mayor of Dublin was once an Irish Jew there. So, but, that we show support for each other. And the meaning, in New York, I've been at different ethnic celebrations. And again, okay, I might be a wannabe, but I wasn't really trying to pass as Latina or as Black. But that there's something about showing up for each other. And especially for groups that have been so oppressed, in this case, in the issue of homophobia, that's what a proclamation means. It's saying, I see you, you're part of my community. The other thing is, it's not just an us and them thing, that for straight people, this is so important. My wife and I have been together 26 years. So homophobia, we're going to get married. I'm very into ritual, I was a Jewish educator. We got married the week we legally could in New York. And that next year, like every diner that I went to, if I said, oh, my wife's getting tea, they know your wife. Oh, my cousin Vinny, he got married. My cousin Anita, they were together for decades. We never talked about it. And suddenly there was an opening because it was public recognition. And this is not passing, any sort of policy, but it's just saying, we see you, you matter. And in that spirit, I really hope. I live in Hemlock, and I'm on the board of the Jewish Fellowship there. We have submitted officially a letter of endorsement. I'm speaking as a person on my own behalf today. But I really hope that this human to human, I've been involved in lots of dialogue groups, so another time we could talk about how can we bring our community together more, and how can we really hear each other. It's part of why I moved here, let me tell you. In my little bubble in Brooklyn, I get to hear much of the stuff I'm hearing from people I disagree with now. And it's not always easy, but I think it's so important. Oops, and I clearly didn't turn my phone off. So talk about not being nice about dialogue. That's my request. And, think about, probably all know some gay people in LA. And if you don't, go meet one. Because there's one. So, let's all figure out how can we come together. And on the assumption of respect, on the assumption that we all mean the best, how can we find ways to hear each other and have what in Hebrew we call shalom bayit, peace in the house, peace in our community. Thank you.
Can you state your name, please?
Oh.
Spell them both.
My name is Yehudi, I use my Hebrew name Yehudi Moch, YehuditMoch, and my legal name is Judith.
Thank you.
So in response to that, I would first say welcome to Pike County.
Thank you.
And we do see, and we do hear.
Okay. I don't know how I'm gonna follow John Yehudi, but here I go. So I just wanted to share a bit of my personal story. My name is Lisa Jenkins. I live in the borough. I've lived in Milford for almost a decade, it'll be a decade this fall, and I fell in love with this town years before that when friends and I would meet here as a midway point to get together. It was a quaint, lively, and welcoming town, and often when we would come, it was winter, but there were still always pride flags visible in some stores. I moved here on a whim because of the magic of this town I felt then. The first June I lived in Milford was wonderful. It was the one and only Pride parade I experienced here. There were flags everywhere, planters, store windows, and it made me feel that I made the right choice moving here because I thought it was so welcoming and supportive of everybody. That winter, one day I was walking to work. I worked at the Fauchère and I would walk. People across the street on the other side of Broad yelled Merry Christmas, waving a little small pride flag. And I looked behind me like, are they talking to me? And literally, I was the only one on the street, and they were. And in that moment, I remember it like it happened yesterday. I remember thinking, I am living the best part of It's a Wonderful Life. But before I continue, let me clarify that while I am not a member of the LGBTQ community, some of the people here that I admire, respect, adore, and consider my family are. But most importantly, I'm a parent of an absolutely incredible human who is. Fast forward to now, the environment we all find ourselves in, much of the Milford magic I felt so completely in love with feels like it's gone. It has been replaced by bullying and threats and hate in the open. I have been a literal witness to friends running into an office where we were volunteering, sinking to the floor in a panic attack because she had just left Rite Aid after being screamed at about being a groomer in front of her child, and no one stopped me. Or meeting up with friends who had their small children at a readers and writers event at the library and literally ran down the sidewalk because a prominent far-right character in our community continued to follow them and film them after being asked to stop numerous times. I've walked past the post office where there were campaign tables outside, and they had a photo of a person I adored in drag with a poster calling them a pedophile and a groomer. Oops, lost my place. I have friends who are members of the LGBTQ community who used to come to the Fauchère 5 or 6 times a year. They would come almost every New Year's and bring their extended family. They got married here. They were looking for a second home here. They won't come here anymore. I haven't seen them in Milford in years. I could go on and on with other examples of things I've experienced, but what is most heartbreaking is my daughter, who very much wanted to move here after college and work for a nonprofit, changed her mind after the Proud Boys banner went up on the mountain by the high school, and the hateful comments that followed on social media against those who were brave enough to take it down. She came to me and she said, "Mom, I'm sorry. I was going to move here after college, but I can't, because I'm afraid of the hate that is so seemingly obviously everywhere." What would she have felt if I had told her about the Proud Boys behavior that was allowed to go on in this very room at a meeting last year? In that moment, I knew that the magic of this place I loved was broken into pieces. I don't think any of us want to live in a hate-spewing place where respect and care for others is gone, and you have the power to help start mending that process with acknowledging June as pride. You may think it a small thing, but it is not. It is a huge gesture, a nod towards healing and a return to respectfulness that this county desperately needs. Hate should have no home here. I'll close with this. My daughter said to me once, "Mom, respect and empathy aren't just words, they're actions. So please show us that you respect and care for all your constituents and residents by allowing us to acknowledge pride."
Well, I will say, as I always have said, this topic begins and ends with humanity.
Yes.
You can debate people's lifestyle at your kitchen table. That's not what this is about.
Anyone else?
I just have a question. If we wanted to meet with, if I wanted to meet with her in private about a situation, can I make an appointment? Like, how does that work?
Our doors are open.
Okay.
Well, I'm speaking for Kristen, but her door is open.
Okay, so we just call to schedule, yeah, so I could go on and on, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. What, yeah, that's right. What is the topic?
So it's an issue with discrimination within the community. I've tried my best. I've been working on this for quite some time, and it's involving multiple people, and I do believe it's a racial discrimination issue. I'm trying, and I'm kind of at a roadblock.
Okay.
So I just need some assistance with this as to how I need to proceed on.
Okay, be more than happy to talk with you, but I'm assuming you've also reached out to the authorities or directed.
Oh, this has been with regard to security, this is state police, DEC, so there's been multiple agencies involved with it, and it's more than one situation that's occurred.
Very good. I'll be happy to listen. Thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And would you mind stating your name for the record, please?
I really don't want to, only because I'm afraid of retaliation at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Sure.
So we were in here 2 weeks ago, this idea was put forward. I understand, I'm going to guess, but I'm not going to assume that you've seen the proclamation, you had some time to review it, is that accurate? We're now at the point where, 2 weeks have gone by, at that point in time, you said you wanted to review it, you didn't have an idea as to what you were thinking, can you share some of your thoughts now?
Yeah, I'm speaking individually here today, and this is something, first I will say, this is something we wouldn't entertain without the three of us all being here. I will tell you that I've dug in on this when I didn't last year, and I've freely admitted that I was caught off guard last year, but I have dug in. You all know we're in the early part of a re-elected position here, and I reached out to constituents, I reached out to people on both sides of the matter to have a better understanding of this, and I continue to do that. I'm on the phone each and every night. I will also say that I engage in very respectful conversation with Commissioner Caceres. On a daily basis, hourly basis, we share our thoughts on this openly and freely in a very respectful manner. But I'll also say, I don't think that we're at a time where this will be on the agenda. I really appreciate what the group has done, and I think going to the municipalities is a great step and a good first step. I think it's a temperature gauge, even though, I come from the other end of the county. It's a big county, and I think that that's a good step. You've had some successes out there. We certainly are monitoring it and monitoring the responses of it. But at this point in time, I don't believe it is a function of the Commissioner's office to put this on the agenda.
Why not?
There's a lot of reasons, and I think I've stated a lot of them through the time.
I mean, are you worried about some type of retaliation?
No,
An uprising?
We're prepared to make a statement on this prior to the next meeting collectively.
Krista, you've given us some thoughts already. Would you like to see this proclamation on the agenda? How do you feel about that?
Well, I will start by saying, as I always say, I have the utmost respect for the two gentlemen that I work with, and whether I agree with their opinion or not, they have a right to it. I personally believe that we have a unique role as the highest office in the county to set a tone And that tone should always be that everyone that lives here has a right to feel affirmed, seen, and respected. And that's just where it begins and ends with me. I am disappointed that it will not be on the agenda. I am one of 3 at this table. But I think the community is clear on where I stand and how I feel, and that will never change.
Thank you, Chris. Good. Anyone else? Motion for adjournment. No second required. And John.